To write, to broadcast, to bring the game off the diamond and into people's hearts where it belongs. I've been doing this all of my life, from clipping box scores as a kid to covering every pitch on Baseball Tonight. The faces of the game may have changed over the years, but their purpose endures: to inspire, to unite, to play ball, to win. Sharing that purpose has been the privilege of a lifetime, and I don't intend to stop anytime soon.
That they did. Tim Kurkjian joins us now. Tim, the losing streak is over, but you've been covering baseball for decades. Can you help put 21 straight losses into perspective?
Well, Ryan, since 1900, only one team, the 61 Phillies, have ever lost more than 21 consecutive games.
When you list your baseball heroes, where does it begin?
Well, it begins with Willie Mays. Willie Mays is, for me, the greatest player I've ever seen. And I was captivated by baseball at the earliest age. But when I saw Willie Mays lead off I'm Tim Kurkjian. I work for ESPN. I'm a senior writer and a baseball analyst at ESPN. I've covered baseball for 45 years, and I can say without hesitation, I have the greatest job in the world. Sports is the escape hatch for most people in the world. Most people have really difficult, serious jobs, and they want to go to sports to escape from everything else in their life. I want to cover baseball because what I do, I hope, makes people feel better that day, and that's what sports does.
For me, sports writers have always been the poets of newspapers and magazines. They get to play with the language. Tim Kurkjian could tell you about a ball game, but he also told you the story about what was going on behind the ball field, the human stories behind it. He once said, "You don't root for a team, you root for the story."
I went to Walter Johnson High School in Bethesda, Maryland. My junior year, my basketball coach told me, "You should go write for the school paper." I was so terrible as a writer that after one especially bad story, one of my gym teachers, Mr. Klein, told me, he said, "Tim, that might be the worst story I've ever seen in the school paper. I hope you're not planning on making this your life's work." Well, unfortunately for me, I wasn't interested in a whole lot of things other than sports. I went to the University of Maryland and worked for the Montgomery Journal newspaper in hopes that they would teach me how to write. And I got to cover the Industrial League. That's where I got my real start as a baseball writer. And that led me to all sorts of things. And eventually I got offered a job by the Baltimore Sun to come cover the Orioles. And I jumped at it. Baseball was the only game in town. I loved every second of it there. It was the most important time of my career.
When he came to the Sun, I was with the Evening Sun and he was at the Morning Sun. We had different sports editors and they were very competitive. So while we were competing against each other, we just became good buddies. And then when he left to go to Sports Illustrated and later on to ESPN, I mean, his roles have changed, but I still say that his journalistic career started in the trenches. That's where he laid the groundwork for an awesome career, really.
He took those skills, he went to Sports Illustrated, he took those writing skills and went to television, and he has been a Hall of Famer ever since then.
The biggest thrill of my entire professional career, and there's not a close second, is I won the 2022 Career Excellence Award, awarded to a baseball writer. The day I found out I was nominated to win this prestigious award, I found out that my brother Matt, my best friend, his diagnosis came out for sure that he had ALS. I miss him so terribly. That everything I do now, I do for my brother Matt. Sorry. Well, I view life a lot differently since we've lost my brother. If I may, my brother threw out the first ball at a game at Catholic University, and he couldn't even grip a baseball anymore because his hands no longer worked because of his ALS. So this day at Mount St. Mary's, Catholic U's only fall date of the season, my brother Matt is given a Catholic University jersey with Kurkjian number 2 on the back. That's the jersey he wore for 4 years at Catholic U. So he threw out the first ball, and when he looked around after throwing out the first ball, very athletically by the way, he looked around and his entire family, including me, we were all wearing Catholic University jerseys with 2 Kurkjian on the back. And then he looked further to his right, and the entire Catholic University team were wearing Kurkjian 2 on their jersey. It was one of the greatest moments of his life, of my life, and to me that sums up what baseball does for its players. It honors them, it cherishes them, and it rewards them. And I will never forget that day for the rest of my life. I am 67 years old, and my love of the game has carried me for a very long time, and I hope I have a few years left because I can't imagine doing anything else than what I'm doing right now, and I'm also not equipped or skilled to do anything else. This is all I know, but it has served me very well over the years, and I repeat, I'm the luckiest man in the world to get to cover this game for all these years.